Hey everybody, I guess I'm on. So I wanted to do a part two of my part one blog, which was embracing the positive. So this is part two. If you have not seen part one, I will put a link and so that you can click on it and catch up with that first before you move on to this one. So I had left off telling you that I heard people's stories, and these stories got me thinking in a different way. I looked at things differently. Now, I can't explain why I didn't just criticize everything that I heard, because I knew it would have been so easy to do that being in that negative mindset, but I didn't. Instead, I listened. I listened because I wanted to hear. I listened because I knew deep down I was tired of being negative, but I didn't know how to pull myself out of it. I felt it in my body. There was strain, headaches, sleepless nights, just the fact that I knew I didn't feel happy, and knowing that things weren't going right for me and I couldn't understand, because after all, I deserved to have good things happen to me, right? But they weren't. So these people shared their stories of how their mindset changed. They thought more positive and focused on not allowing any negative to enter their universe. If they needed more money in their lives, they thought positive that yes, it would come. If a negative thought popped in their head, which happened often during this new process they were trying to establish in their heads, they made a conscious effort to rethink things. They shared stories of sicknesses and how they were able to feel better when they thought all was lost, and they shared stories of better relationships that occurred even though the relationship was strained and they thought there was absolutely no way of repairing it. So I decided to try this new phenomenon of thinking positive and to try to make it a practice to stop the negative thoughts. I remembered people sharing that when they thought anything negative, that it would in fact come true. And with me, it would. When I said I couldn't, I couldn't. When I said I will never make enough money, I stayed the same. And when I said that I would never find a great relationship, it happened. So whatever I had thrown out into the universe, it came right back to me exactly as I had thought. So today was the day that I thought I was going to go forward with this new mindset, was the day that I was going to practice. So I used to live in a different city where I worked, and I would have to go down a main street that had traffic lights literally on every block. And every time I drove that way, I would always get stuck at a red light on every block. In fact, it was a running joke in my town and something that residents complained about every year. But not today. Today I was going to test out this positive mindset. So after I dropped my daughter off at school, I began my trek down the main drag. And I kept visualizing green lights, even though I may have been approaching a red or a yellow light. I just kept thinking it will be green and I will get to work on time, because on this particular day, I was actually running a little late and I only had 10 minutes to get to work on time when I needed 15. So I chose not to think negative. So the first light approached, green. Second light, green. The third light, green. The fourth light, green. The fifth light, green. And the sixth light was red. As soon as I stopped at the sixth light, I just about had a heart attack. Green lights all the way down the road. That has never happened to me or anyone else I've ever known, but it did. It really honestly did. It was really strange. And the only thing that I changed was my thinking. So some of you may scoff at my story and question, well, why not the sixth light? If positive thinking truly happened, then the sixth light would have been green. Well, here's what's up. I may have unconsciously had a negative thought about that light that I didn't realize. Or maybe it was the universe's way of having me pause so that I wouldn't crash on the highway entrance because of what happened to me in that realization. So nonetheless, it worked. It was amazing. So I began continuing having a positive mindset. Sure, negative thoughts would slip in, and I had to make a real conscious effort to make sure I was thinking positive about things, but soon it became a habit, and I began having more positive relationships. I began making more money, flying without stress. No matter how short the layover was, I was always on time. I was smiling more. I'm living nearly stress-free. I got married after numerous horrible relationships. I mean, the list goes on. So the secret is to change your mindset. If you think negative, it will happen. When you think positive, it will happen. So which do you want? Negative or positive things to happen in your life? I want you to try it, then come back to my blog and please share what happened Remember, you have to make an effort to think positive about things you want to happen to you. You have to believe it and live it like it's already happening. Stop the negative. You need to stop it before it starts, because once any negative pops in your head, that's what's going to happen. You have to believe and you have to think positive. So embrace the positive, come back. I'm excited to hear your stories and share how it went for you.